Hi, this is Kavita Suresh Kumar and I'm going to demonstrate how to run the Daytrader application in IBM Containers on Bluemix, which accesses a DB2 server running on premise using the Secure Gateway Integration Service. Let us start the demo by creating a web app in Bluemix which we would be using to bind the Secure Gateway service to the IBM container. So let us launch the Bluemix dashboard. So now we are in the Bluemix dashboard. So first let's create an app. Click create app. So click web. So we will create a Liberty for Java app. Click continue. So and then give the name of the app. Daytrader. Then let's give the unique name KSK and then click finish. So the app is getting created. The app is running successfully. Now let's go back to the dashboard. And now let's create a new secure gateway service. Click use services or APIs and then click the integration checkbox, and here you find the secure gateway service. Click that. So we will bound it to the app Daytrader KSK and then click create. The application has to be restaged since it has to bind to the new service. Click restage. So the application is restaging. The secure gateway service has been successfully bind to the application and the application is running successfully now. Let us go back to the dashboard. And here again you could see the application and the service. Now let us configure the service. Click the secure gateway. Now click add gateway. So let's give the gateway name as DB2 gateway because we are going to access the DB2 database. And then click connect it. So in this case I have already used the IBM installer and installed the secure gateway client in my Linux machine. I can even use the Docker image for starting the secure gateway client. So I have already installed, so I am going to start my client using this gateway ID and the security token. So let's open the terminal. Let us log into the machine where we have the DB2 server running and start the secure gateway client. So now let's change the user ID. Secure gateway admin. So now let's get to the folder where we have the secure gateway installed. So here I have created an ACL file. So in the ACL file we have specified allow access to this IP address in this port number. So this will be passing as a parameter when we are starting the secure gateway client. Now let us start the secure gateway client. JS, and then we need to pass the gateway which we have copied. So now along with that we need to pass the token. So let's copy the token, then we'll provide that here. Along with that we need to provide the ACL file. So now we could clearly see that the secure gateway client has been started. So you'll get the client ID also. Now let us go back to the Bluemix dashboard and continue configuring the secure gateway. So we have done this. So now click add destinations. So we are going to add a destination. So we can give any name. So again we will give the destination name as DB2 and the IP address of the machine where we have our DB2 server running, which is 125, and then the resource port. We will leave it this as TCP IP. And click add destination. So the destination has been successfully added. So click this information. So here you will have the cloud host port number which is corresponding to the port number of the machine. So let's copy this information, copy, and then click and done. So we could say that DB2 gateway is enabled. Again go back to the terminal. So we'll open another window. Quick start terminal. And here let's go to the place where we have a server.xml. So here we have the Daytrader sample, the Docker file, and then the server.xml. Already I have explained in detail about the content of the Docker file and the server.xml in my previous demos. So here we will just have a glance of it. First, let's review the Docker file. So here you could see that we are using WebSphere Liberty kernel as a base image, and then we are copying the application server.xml and the relevant DB2 jars, and then we are going to use the install utility to install the features required by the application, as the WebSphere Liberty image does not have any features. So now let us review the server.xml. So this is where we have to update the server.xml with the server information what we got from the secure gateway service. So let's update that. So we don't need the port number here, so we need to give this here 15619. Let's delete this since we have two data sources, so we need to keep it in both the places. So now we are good to go. So let's create a new image using these files: docker build -t Daytrader. So we are building a new image. The install utility has successfully downloaded the required features and installed them, and we have got our Daytrader image built successfully. Let us confirm that. So we could see that Daytrader image has been built successfully. Now we need to push this to the IBM Containers registry. So before that, let us tag it. Docker tag, and then the Daytrader image with the name registry.ng.bluemix.net/the namespace, and then the name Daytrader. So we have successfully tagged. We need to log in to the IBM Containers for pushing the image. Give cf ic and then login. We have successfully logged into IBM Containers. Now let us push the image. Docker push, then the name of the image registry.ng.bluemix.net/ the namespace, and then the name of the image. So the image is getting pushed. So the image has been successfully pushed to the IBM Containers. Let's check for the images. CFIC images. So we could clearly see that is the Daytrader image has been successfully pushed. So now let us start a container using that image. Before that, let us check for the IP available. CFIC IP list. We have two IP address available. In this, we will use one of the IP for while starting our container so that we can access our application using that IP address. CFIC run. Let's give the name of the container as Daytrader, and then we'll use one of the IP and bind the port to that 44.4.37 into 9080, and then we'll run this container in the background, and let's give the name of the image. Okay, now the container has been started successfully. Let us check the status of the container. CFIC ps-a. We could see the container is successfully running. Now let us launch the application and check in a browser. HTTP, and here we need to use the IP address which we have assigned, which is .44.4.37. So let's launch the application and check. The Daytrader application has been successfully launched. Now let's create the database and populate it. Click configuration. So let's click the option create Daytrader database. Data tables has been created successfully. Let's change some configuration parameters. Let's use the runtime mode as direct JDBC, and then let's change some values here. So let's create less number of users, and then the maximum codes also less. Click update config. So now let us go and populate the Daytrader database. The Daytrader database is getting populated. Now let us go and perform some operation. Go to trading and portfolios, and we have successfully logged in. Let's go to quotes and trades. Let's perform some operation and then click log off. As part of this demo, you have seen how to run the Daytrader application in IBM Containers, which accesses a DB2 server running on premise using the Secure Gateway Integration service. Thanks for watching the demo.